Bitcoin explained like, "You're 5 from pizza to $600 million. How Bitcoin went from a PDF to a revolution," Bitcoin explained. "The rebellion against banks that actually worked. It's 2008. The financial system is imploding. Banks are collapsing. Millions are losing their homes, and the government's solution: give $700 billion of taxpayer money to the banks that caused the crisis." Trust was shattered. Faith was burning. The world was furious and ripe for rebellion. Then on October 31st, 2008, an anonymous hacker named Satoshi Nakamoto dropped a bomb disguised as a 9-page PDF. The idea? What if money, but no banks? Welcome to Bitcoin, the most controversial financial revolution in history. It's 2008. The financial system was imploding catastrophically. Sir, Lehman Brothers just collapsed overnight. The Fed's emergency crisis line is busy. Everyone relax. People, my executive bonus is guaranteed by contract. Sir, millions of Americans are losing their homes and life savings, and my luxury watch is still shiny. Priorities? Breaking news from Washington. $700 billion of taxpayer money will go to rescuing financial institutions. Wait, they mess everything up. And we pay for their mistakes. Yup. $700 billion straight to banks. So does this mean no Disneyland vacation this year? Buddy, this year's vacation is hoping we still have electricity. Trust in banks completely gone. Faith in governments burning faster than a hedge fund's balance sheet. The world was absolutely furious and perfectly ripe for rebellion. Then, on October 31st, 2008, an anonymous programmer using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto dropped a bomb disguised as a 9-page PDF white paper. The radical idea: what if we had money, but with no banks required, a currency that no government could arbitrarily inflate? No corrupt banks in the middle, taking fees. Just pure mathematics, computer code, and a public ledger that everyone could independently check, but absolutely no one could fake. On January 3rd, 2009, the first Bitcoin block, now known as the Genesis block, was successfully mined. Hidden inside was a subtle middle finger directly to Wall Street. The Times, January 3rd, 2009. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. Subtle as a brick through a window. This wasn't just innovative technology, it was organized rebellion. Bitcoin was born not from pure greed, but from frustration and anger. Down with the Federal Reserve, up with cryptocurrency. What's cryptocurrency exactly? Money that can't be arbitrarily printed by rich guys in expensive suits. So basically, magic internet money. Magic internet money, but backed by mathematics. For months, Bitcoin was just a nerdy experimental project for cryptographers, until one hungry guy decided to trade them for something real and tangible. I'll pay 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 large pizzas. Any takers out there? That's potentially $500,000 one day. Dude, it's just pizza. Just Venmo him the money. This tastes like the future of finance. You know, those coins might be worth millions eventually. Right? Yeah, whatever. My Netflix password will be valuable currency to someday. Those 2 pizzas are now worth over $600 million at today's prices. The lesson: history's biggest financial revolution started with takeout pizza. This wasn't just new money. It was a declaration of war on the old corrupt system. And the battle was just getting started. Imagine a notebook, but not just any ordinary notebook. One that's identically copied across every single computer on planet Earth simultaneously. Try to tear out a page and alter it, and 10,000 other copies instantly call you a liar. That's the blockchain in simple terms. All right, let's quietly adjust this transaction amount. Invalid entry detected. Nice try, Satan. Fine. What if I also change the previous block too? Still completely wrong. Also, you smell like garlic. Go touch some grass. That's the magic of blockchain technology. To successfully fake a single transaction, you'd need to simultaneously rewrite every copy of the ledger across thousands of computers at the exact same time. Good luck with that! So who exactly updates this supposedly unhackable ledger? Meet the miners, the backbone of Bitcoin. Come on, just one more zero in this cryptographic hash. Boom. Block successfully solved. 3.125 Bitcoin reward? Baby. No, I was this close to solving it. This is proof of work, a global mathematical race where miners burn massive amounts of electricity to secure the entire network. The winner gets to add the next block to the chain. And unlike US dollars that get printed endlessly, Bitcoin's supply schedule is completely predictable. No surprise, oops, we accidentally printed another $1 trillion. Every 4 years, mining rewards get cut precisely in half, like a pizza being shared with an ever-growing family. 2009, 50 Bitcoin per block. 2012, 25 Bitcoin. 2016, 12.5 Bitcoin, and so on until the year 2140, when the last Bitcoin will be mined. Who took the last slice? And that mathematically fixed supply. It fundamentally changes how people think about and use money. I've got to spend these dollars before my Big Mac turns into $20 tomorrow. I'm holding my Bitcoin. It might double in value by next year. You really think that actually works? Worked last year and the year before that, consistently. Bitcoin completely flips the script. It actively rewards saving, patience, and thinking long-term, instead of spending immediately. That'll be $5 if you pay today, or $10 if you wait until Friday. Take it now. Now, traditional governments print money endlessly to fix economic problems. The inevitable result, everyone's money becomes worth significantly less over time. Enter Bitcoin with a radical solution. No central bank, no money printer, just a hard mathematical cap. 21 million coins maximum. Ever. Okay, let's print another $1 trillion again. We literally just did that an hour ago. Yeah. And the economy still technically exists, doesn't it? Technically, yes. But rent isn't affordable to most of us anymore, sir. Ah, the free market at work beautifully. While the United States added 40% of all its dollars ever printed between 2020 and 2022, Bitcoin's inflation rate actually fell predictably. In a world of easy printed money, Bitcoin is hard digital money. But inflation resistance isn't the only reason people are buying in aggressively. Bitcoin is earning a powerful nickname, digital gold. Gold is scarce, durable, and historically trusted for thousands of years. Bitcoin. Same characteristics, but it's also instantly portable and programmable. I'm carrying $10 million right now. Where is it? Right here in my brain. Just 12 memorized words. Don't mind me. I just love shiny physical gold bars and verifying Bitcoin authenticity. We can do it instantly. Just check the public blockchain. That's exactly why big names are diving in aggressively. Michael Saylor borrowed billions to buy Bitcoin, calling it superior digital property. Cathie Wood says if major institutions allocate even a tiny percentage, Bitcoin hits $1 million. Jack Dorsey believes Bitcoin could become the Internet's native global currency. Even entire countries are experimenting with adoption. El Salvador made Bitcoin official legal tender in 2021. Citizens instantly skipped 10 to 20% remittance fees, with nearly free instant transfers. The government even launched an ambitious volcano-powered Bitcoin city. Yes, actually volcano-powered mining. In Nigeria, it's a practical tool to protect savings, receive global payments, and avoid financial censorship. In Argentina, Ukraine, and Afghanistan, Bitcoin helped desperate people escape hyperinflation, move money across closed borders, and stay financially alive. Over 300 million people use cryptocurrency. Now, mostly Bitcoin. Major institutions are following. Fidelity, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs. Even Tesla added it to their corporate balance sheet briefly. But for every passionate Bitcoin believer, treating it like digital gold, there's a billionaire loudly yelling fraud like it's their full-time job. You see this hamburger? It has meat, nutrients, substance, value. Bitcoin doesn't produce anything useful. Yeah, it's like trading turds back and forth. I wish Bitcoin had never been invented at all. They're technically right. Bitcoin is economically unproductive. It doesn't grow crops like a farm. It doesn't generate rent like an apartment building. It just exists mathematically. And for traditional investors like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, that makes it a speculative dead end with no intrinsic value. Meanwhile, J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon was busy publicly dunking on Bitcoin back in 2017, calling it a complete fraud. Fast forward to 2023. Sir, we just launched a crypto wallet service and offer Bitcoin products. Fine, but it's still fundamentally a pet rock. So are they wrong? Not entirely. They're just judging Bitcoin by old-world traditional standards. Cash flow, dividends, regulatory clarity. But Bitcoin isn't trying to be a company or investment vehicle. It's trying to be a scarce asset, like gold. But criticism isn't the only existential threat. What if Bitcoin isn't destroyed by a quote, but by a crisis? Enter the ghost in the machine, Satoshi Nakamoto. He lit the revolutionary fuse and completely disappeared, like the Batman of money systems. Yeah, I'm genuinely scared of him. Doesn't he hold approximately 1 million bitcoins? That's almost 5% of the total supply. What if he mysteriously comes back and sells all those coins? Wouldn't we be completely screwed? He might also hijack the entire system. Right, since he's the one who originally created it. Short answer, nope. Bitcoin's code is completely open source. Any changes require global consensus from thousands of independent miners, developers, and node operators worldwide. Even if Satoshi rose from the shadows with a flash drive in one hand and a gun in the other, he couldn't change the fundamental rules alone. The network simply wouldn't accept it. Then there's the future scare machine. Quantum computing. One day, these superpowered calculators might crack current cryptography standards. But today, they're still figuring out how to not overheat when solving basic Sudoku puzzles, and Bitcoin developers are already working on quantum-resistant cryptographic upgrades, just in case. What about governments? Can they shut Bitcoin down? They've certainly tried repeatedly. China banned mining operations entirely. India flirted with total bans. The U.S. Congress argues endlessly. We should ban it completely. We should regulate it carefully. Wait. What's Bitcoin again? But Bitcoin isn't a centralized company. It's global and decentralized across thousands of computers. When China forcefully shut it down, miners simply shrugged, packed up their equipment, and moved to Kazakhstan, Texas, and Iceland. And finally, could better technology eventually dethrone it? Ethereum's more flexible. Solana's faster. Meme coins somehow exist. But Bitcoin isn't here to trend on social media. It's here to endure decades. It's slow on purpose, simple on purpose, secure on purpose. Like gold, but better and younger. Government-proof, inflation-proof, time-proof, censorship-proof. So what's Bitcoin's true superpower? Not perfection. Survival. Test after test, threat after threat, crisis after crisis. It's still here. Still running. Still growing. Maybe that's the entire point. In a world where everything is controlled by someone, Bitcoin is controlled by everyone and no one simultaneously. No CEO to arrest, no headquarters to raid, no board to bribe. Just code, math, and millions of people who decided the old system was broken beyond repair. Is Bitcoin perfect? Absolutely not. Is it volatile? Extremely. Will it replace every currency? Probably not. But did it prove you can create money without banks? Yes. Did it survive every attack? So far. Did it change how we think about money forever? Undeniably. And maybe in 50 years, we'll look back and realize this wasn't about getting rich. It was about getting free. Free from inflation, free from censorship, free from governments printing money whenever they mess up, free from banks charging fees to hold your own money, free to save, spend, and exist financially without asking permission. That's Bitcoin. Not magic internet money, not a pet rock, not a fraud, just an idea that refused to die. An experiment that somehow worked, a rebellion that became revolution. And whether you love it, hate it, or don't understand it, one thing's certain, it's not going anywhere. The cat's out of the bag. The code is open. The network is running, and no one, not governments, not billionaires, not even Satoshi himself, can put it back. So what happens next? That's up to us. Because for the first time in history, money isn't just something governments give us. It's something we chose. And that choice, that changes everything. Bitcoin went from a 9-page PDF to a global revolution worth trillions. Hit subscribe if you want more stories about the ideas that changed the world. Comment below. Do you own Bitcoin? Is it the future or just hype? Thanks for watching.